just not sure if this is connected. Oh, it's connected. I'll not make the same mistake as last time. Yeah, I'll not make the same mistake as last time and make it repeat itself. So, this is me ready to go. Everything is set up. I just want to know everyone's opinion on this. Because I give Callum a good chance. I know the thumbnail is it's Brooke Crawford, but I don't have a lot of images. I've changed laptops a few times. I do have a hard drive where I have some of them files backed up from my old stuff, so you might see some of that, and with any luck you might see some videos that I haven't done that are in the archives. So I look forward to doing that, and I can get used to my editing software, because I'm using a different editing software. It's good to see that even in the US there's a lot of big fights happening, and they're more likely to happen, I think, which is a great thing, as usual, as always. So, I mean, as a fan of the sport, I'm definitely grateful. I don't expect any knockouts in this fight, as I'm sure most don't. I don't know what Callum Smith's chin's like, but Canelo's are solid. Not that it's not possible. You know, there is a good chance of Callum winning. Whether he does is up to him, and up to the judges, etc. Because we know the judges are going to be in Canelo's side. Unless this fight happened in the UK, you got these things just happen. You've got to take your chances, I'm afraid. And if you win, you win. Even Floyd, he had trouble. But you got to fight these guys. I don't think there's anyone in the chat at all. I don't like this YouTube studio, but I never was a massive fan of any of the sort of studio setting things. I'm not going to be staying on too long anyway, unless the chat fills up. I might end it in a couple of minutes. You know, I'm happy for Callum to get his chance. The only chance he's really got at the big time was against George Groves, and he was successful. But Callum doesn't really have a massive appeal, maybe because of his personality, because we know he can do things in the ring, and we know that we don't really see too much of him, if you know what I mean, because we haven't seen him in the big fights. He done well in his last fight on the AJ Ruiz undercard, and I was quite impressed, even though it was Hassan and Dam. Still impressed by the clinic that he put on, and if he can show that again, obviously a different game plan aside, but if he can show a good jab and a good uppercut and stuff against Alvarez, see if he can stop Alvarez and get him on the inside, he might make it an ugly fight for Canelo. And if he doesn't win, it still helps. But Canelo is, he definitely is a bit picky about fights, but you know, he's still fighting a unified, I think it's a unified, well, WBA and Ring Magazine champion. He's still fighting him. And there's talks with Billy Joe Saunders and guys like that who, you know, I want to see that fight as well. They didn't materialise. I think Saunders too could be a good test for Canelo Alvarez. Like, if you're talking about a style made to possibly beat or spoil, that's the one. Canelo might be a super middleweight, or he might jump between the two weights. I don't see why he shouldn't be undisputed at a particular division. I know sometimes you jump around and go where the money is, but you got to carve out legacy and stop going off marquee names like Fedor Kovalev, who he actually done better definitely than I expected him to do. Kovalev is probably going to retire because it's been how long since that fight, and there's still no sign of Kovalev. You've got to imagine that Kovalev is considering, because he took the two fights back to back, camp to camp, and then he got that payday. And that's what I meant by the two fights, the Yard and then Canelo. Right, I've been going. I may have to end this. Yeah. I kind of miss all the training and that kind of stuff. I haven't been training since mid-March, I think, and I was living elsewhere at the time. I was doing well. I wasn't making maybe the most progress, definitely not in terms of my fitness, but I did lose weight and I did get quite the good punch technique and that kind of thing. The fitness was always a thing for me because maybe I didn't train enough and I didn't maybe work on it enough, but I was learning to roll over my punches better, and technique of my jab was drilled through and through because the coaches were very good at instilling the correct fundamentals. So, yeah, I mean, you can't really ask for much more. I just hope that I can remember what they taught me. Good bunch of trainers they were. I think I know Charlie Edwards. He used to, I don't know if he boxed amateur there or if he jumped in and out now and again, trained there as an amateur. So it's got that going for it too. Someone like a Charlie Edwards, who there's photos of him on the wall as you go in, because he's from one of the surrounding towns. And, Ian Lewison, I think, he must have trained on and off there, and then, but I can imagine he trained other places as well. So that is all. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave this. I can't see anyone in the chat, so